I am Sam Olson, and I am on my way to WRMN Radio, 1410 AM in Elgin. So today is November 8th, 2015, and today they are hosting the 9th annual Tribute to Troops show. They do it every single year, the Sunday before Veterans Day, for the past 9 years.
Good afternoon, everyone, and this is the 9th annual Tribute to the Troops Radio Marathon, especially for veterans. It's a big thank you to Rick Jekyll and WRMN and the Radio Shopping Show for their support and this opportunity. My name is Steve Thorne. As always, I'm joined in the studio today with my co-hosts Jeff Myers and George Rawlinson. Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us aboard, and we'll have a delightful 4 hours right here on WRMN. George Rawlinson.
Jeff, how are you, my dear friend? Steve, always a pleasure. Many years now doing this. As we say all the time in our promotional things, this show is a tribute to those who served, those still serving today. Steve, how many times have you heard me say Veterans Day should be celebrated and remembered every day of the year?
I hear you say it all the time. In fact, I quote you often on my Friday radio show.
I heard you this Friday.
Yep, that's right. Well,
we've got a really good guest list, some interesting people who haven't been on the show before.
I feel like a Yankee Doodle Dandy after that. Very inspirational as we begin our second hour. And Steve, sounds like we're all right there. We're Tribute to the Troops. That's what we're at right here on WRMN. Steve Thorne over there. Yours truly, Jeff Myers, George Rawlinson. In the other room, we have, let me remind everybody about one of our sponsors while we're here. Okay, Jeff?
Well, that's true. And, of course, you're listening to AM 1410 WRMN in Elgin. Jeff, our sponsors today is what keeps us going. Our sponsors today, today's program is brought to you by the Elgin American Legion, Post 57.
George, you want to tell us anything? George Rawlinson, creator of this program. You can sit down and say a couple of words here.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of an adjustment in schedule. I think we're going to bring in
Sam
Elgin Wonderkind. We're going from World War II veteran Sam Siaka, who apparently is not available, to Elgin Wonderkind, Sam Olson.
CBS has Supergirl. We got Superboy of Elgin right here. That's what we got. Sam Olson, bring him in. He recently, not only has he done the video for the veterans, he's done an Elgin Observatory video that at last report as of yesterday had 25,000 views. That's more than I can count to. So, Sam, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great.
You lead in there. Sam Olson, you're a junior at Elgin High, are you not?
Yep.
How's the band doing this year?
Really good.
Got a new director?
Yep, new direction completely. And it's
and you really enjoying it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
And you know this, Steve, it's just some long days when you're in the band, isn't there? Long, cold days in the fall season, isn't it? And now that you got to learn all the steps.
Were you one of those band members at the Nightmare in Chicago Street?
I was, yep.
Dressed up as a zombie?
Oh, yeah.
A couple years running now, yeah.
I bet you enjoyed that, though.
A lot, yes.
Great. Well, I might have seen you, but I didn't recognize you.
Oh, yeah,
I usually get a lot of that. Yeah. Well, Sam...
Jeff, everyone recognizes Jeff. Don't let him kid you.
Sam's done so much wonderful videos, of course, and the modern-day technology. I was hearing a few weeks ago, one of your mentors, I think, was talking to you, and it was right around you had videotaped something. I think it was Steve's wedding. It was Steve, and he's going, man, that's work. And the most work to video in anything you do in society is a wedding. So he was absolutely correct with that concept, isn't it, Steve? You got to work, you got to please everybody. So you were thinking, maybe I don't want to handle the camera. I just want to be a historian. You want to still handle that camera because you want control of all that. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, you've gotten over that little time frame, but you have worked with the veterans, and tell everybody about the veterans video you have up there.
So Kim Toth and I started last year for Veterans Day, we started a series of videos that we honor veterans. They can send in pictures, information, and whatnot. We put it all together, and we'll share it to the community via YouTube and other social media platforms, and just a way to kind of honor and remember the veterans of Elgin and keep another going archive of them. We've done 2 parts now. We were going to do a 3rd part for this Veterans Day, but we don't have enough material, so we're going to push it to Memorial Day. But it's really a great production. We enjoy doing it, and it really gives back to the community.
Remind Steve and everyone how we see those.
You can go to youtube.com. My channel name is River Bluff Studios, or you can just Google Sam Olson. That'll come up too. And there's part 1 and part 2. It's titled A Salute to Elgin Veterans.
And you've gotten great response from the veterans in the community, haven't you?
Great response, yes.
Might I say that Sam should be very proud of this, because he is indeed the youngest person in Elgin's history to be nominated individually for an Elgin Image Award. The nomination alone is worthy of notoriety, that's for sure.
You'll be nominated again, and you'll win this upcoming year. I think, young Sam, that's great. That was quite a night for you, though, wasn't it? It was fun.
Yeah, it was a great night, and to see a lot of the other nominees in Elgin that have done so many great things to help the image. It was a really fun night and memorable.
No question about that, and that's at the center of Elgin in the Heritage Ballroom. It takes place. Remind us what got you started with your salute to the veterans.
Well, as a kid, I never really thought about veterans or anything like that. Halloween, I was dressed up as, an army man and whatnot. But until Kim Toth came along and kind of talked to me and asked me to get this kind of thing going with her, I really didn't think much about it. But since then, helping out the veterans and in this small but big way is really made a difference to my life and a lot of others. I know at school, anytime I see a veteran or a recruiter walking around, I always go shake their hand and thank them for their service. So, really Kim approaching me and asking me to do this has really brought in a new light and appreciation and respect for the veterans of Elgin.
She's like your mentor, but she's moved away in recent times.
Yeah, she's in Tennessee.
How come she moved away?
I don't really know. I don't think I've ever asked her. I just know that her...
That's your next video right there. Why did you move away, Kim?
her and her husband, she was connected to the community a lot through newsletters. She wrote for them at the American Legion, and then her husband was a veteran. So,
and you get lots of response at Elgin High. Principal Cook and other folks are coming up to you all the time, are they?
Oh yeah, always. I actually started a newspaper club there. We're making the newspaper kind of an online format to modernize it a little bit.
Yeah,
and
keep it going is what you're saying. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Well said.
Exactly. And so we're adding veterans. We're putting them at the bottom of the pages. We're putting information about them and whatnot. So we kind of represent what Elgin High is about with representing what how our appreciation for veterans and what they matter to us.
And of course, and Steve knows this so well, in our community of over 111,000, we're so well representative as far as the veterans are concerned, aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't we? We have lots out there. Mm-hmm. Oh, congratulations. And at a young age, you realize that. That's the amazing part of it, isn't it, Steve?
Well, I think it's great because Sam, the more he's learned about veterans, the more excited he seemed to be, the more he wanted to know, and the more he wanted to project and, share with others. His video kind of grew, and he just kept growing with it to be able to do more, interview more people, and essentially educate more folks on veteran history in our community. Through that program and then the Image Awards, then last year he was involved with us at the Elgin Patriotic Memorial Association, and he was happy to be out there with that program for the city of Elgin. I think he was rather surprised at how big that was, and he filmed that.
And live here on the radio, that was. And what will be your duties on Veterans Day upcoming next week? Your band, is the band there this year, or is it Larkin?
Yeah, it's
you.
Yeah.
So you're there. You're there.
I won't be with the band. I'm actually I'll be there taking some photos.
You got to pass out of school at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday to go.
I do.
See, Principal Cook likes him.
How about that?
Yeah.
Not everyone gets that.
No, I know. And then at EHS, I'm also helping out with the Veterans Day Assembly. I've been kind of giving feedback based on what I've heard from students and whatnot to Principal Cook, and then I am videotaping it for the Elgin community. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. We'll have the Elgin Today cameraman, Jeremy Hayes, will be side by side with you a little bit. But you do wonderful work with that, and again, for your ability to churn them out so quickly. You were finding an easier way to put videos up recently, weren't you?
Yeah.
You found a new trick, and it'll be much less time. Is that right for
exactly,
you?
Yeah.
So we'll see more and more of that.
Right. I can typically get videos up the day I film them.
That's what we always count on. That's the goodness of the internet.
Yeah.
It's wonderful
Yeah.
with others.
I will also say Sam now knows how to put them on DVD.
Hey, that's the only thing I used to know how to do. So congratulations, young Sam. That's
Now,
great.
I'd like to just add a little something, Jeff. The reason I know that, you wonder, how is it that I know that Sam knows how to put those videos he does on DVD? Well, because I've come to know Sam through the Image Awards and then the Patriotic Memorial Association, his involvement in the community. Yes, indeed, 6 weeks ago was my wedding, and Sam was out there, busy as can be, doing video work.
Yeah.
And he worked hand in hand with Rick Dern, who is a seasoned professional who does excellent work. And Rick and I believe his partner gave Sam some more education, some more insights. Essentially kind of took Sam under their wing that day for part of the day, and Sam said he was grateful for that, and
great.
he learned a lot, too. Well, then,
was that September 12th? Was your wedding?
that was September 20th.
20th? Yeah, well, you did
September
nice
20th.
work with that. So you.
Then Sam got me the DVDs. Except what happened, Sam?
They didn't work.
They didn't work.
no.
I was all excited, and we had our bottle of champagne ready, and we put them in the TV. And
What
there
happened,
was
Sam?
Nothing to see.
The format for the DVDs changed to Australian instead of American, and
Oh, my gosh.
that kind of messed some things
You
up,
are incredible, young man, because doing a DVD is perhaps the easiest thing to do
Oh,
in
yeah.
broadcast society.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only thing you couldn't do. That's incredible. You're right, not to change subject, but right now you've just completed that Elgin Observatory, which I believe is the, I always said is the most historic building still standing in town, because you have a history of the watch factory, you have a history of it catching light from a distant planet to send an impulse to begin the 1933 World's Fair from Elgin to Chicago.
That's right.
And you have all the old radio shows, kind of they would draw folks to it. It has so much history, and it still stands. That was my qualifier. It still stands, because there are a lot of other historical
Right.
buildings in town. But you did a video of that's attracted, as of yesterday, as we said, 25,000 views. Is that right?
Right.
Well,
I think that's wonderful. And, of course, I grew up at School District U46, and when I was in grade school, we had regular field trips there. And, of course, the manager was Mr. Tuttle.
yes, he was
Mr.
still around
Tuttle.
in my days. Well, he lasted until just recent times.
He passed just a few years ago. I did a little dedication to him on the radio here. But Mr. Tuttle, I still remember one thing about him. He had a favorite star, and he would always show everybody that favorite star, and it had such a unique name, everyone remembered it. The name of that star, Jeff, was Beetlejuice.
Oh, my heavens. Long before Michael Keaton.
Yes,
Man,
way
that's
long
very-
before that.
My favorite star is now Sam Olson. That's another story.
Sam Olson is a star, and Sam Olson brought his friends to see another historic building in Elgin
yes.
recently.
Yeah.
What was that?
The Wing Mansion.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
One of my favorites.
That's got to be wonderful, wonderful. You know what was put out last night, and I want you to lead the campaign. This is your Elgin. This is original Elgin High, downtown as we call it now, where the offices are. There apparently is a gymnasium on the third floor. That's not well known, not well talked about. So through your sources, Principal Cook and Company, make sure you do a video showcase of that, because until about 1938, they played the varsity games up on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not well known at all. So make sure you get that historical footnote out.
Oh, definitely.
I would do that, but you can crank it out in no time.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Especially with those, and make my 2 copies on Australian-style DVDs, okay?
Right.
All right.
Speaking of foreign lands, and Sam's involvement with the Elgin Patriotic Memorial Association, we'll learn more about that later when Jerry Turnquist joins us. But, of course, that's the wonderful Memorial Day presentations throughout the city of Elgin. Sam, of course, was involved in the big one, the finale of the day, the big one out at Bluff City Cemetery. You know that, Sam, you would be intrigued to know this. About 3 years ago, there was a couple people that were traveling the country that somehow came across our website when they were in Chicago. They were from Sweden. And because they saw the Elgin Memorial Association's website, and they were in Chicago, they were doing a video of activities that go on throughout America. They came to Elgin, they came to our program, and they videotaped it, and it ended up on a Swedish television network special of things that happen in America. So that was pretty neat to have Elgin, Illinois on there.
Wow,
and now you're part of that whole group, Sam.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's when I was here years ago. There used to be folks, with those good radios way far away, and they captured the audio of WRMN in Sweden, and the guy wrote a letter. So it was quite a moment. Just a conventional radio. There's special radios that are good for certain sites. It seems kind of meaningless now, but it's exciting in those days when you have a radio pickup along distance signal like that. I know you can go all over the world in a touching your computer, but in those days that was incredible. So Sam Olson with us here. Sam, we're going to take read a couple live commercials. Probably should have you read one of these, shouldn't I? You can. Oh no, you're stuttering on me. You're doing your Barney Fife. What was that? That's hamana. Suddenly you were Jackie Gleason. But we will take a chance and opportunity, and Sam, we appreciate you being here. Stick around. If you like, Sam Olson is with us here, the junior out of Elgin High. Let's talk about, are you recording all of this? Will this be on will you be on Facebook a little bit later? Now, your family group is so important. Mom, Dad, you always talk about your older brother, your brothers. Tell me how inspirational they've been, how helpful they've been to you.
Well, growing up with 6 older brothers is definitely a good start. So,
6? It is 6? Wow.
Yeah, 6 of them. So, and I'm the youngest. So, they're always a great inspiration to look up to. They always help me out when I need it. My brother Elijah, he's into a lot of music, so when I need help with music for videos, whatever it is, he always lends a hand. And my brother Zaya, architecture, goes on and on. So,
but does Elijah have any records?
No, that he doesn't. So
I had to ask that question.
And that's great. And then, of course, Mom, Dad, and you're so young. You have a steady girlfriend. Is that right?
That's right.
Can we say that on the air? You're only a junior.
We can.
And you were you spent 7 hours at the mall yesterday.
Yes.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Thank heavens for Facebook. That's how we find out about you, young man. And you said you were dead tired.
Oh yeah.
Steve and I would be dead.
Well, we know he says he spent 7 hours.
That's right.
Where were you really?
That's wonderful. And you live on the east side of Elgin.
Yeah.
And you guys have moved a couple times?
We've lived in this house for 13 years, and then before that, I don't even know.
How did your family get to Elgin?
My mom originally grew up in Streamwood. I can't remember where my dad grew up, but I think it's Hanover Park.
That could be a video right there. Let's find out where did Dad? Where'd you grow up? That's a question you ask when you get home.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's they're so helpful and inspirational in your work, and that's so very, very important. Now, I want to be clear about this because of all the great historians, are we getting updates right now? This from they're listening. They're alive. Listen to WRMN.
Sam Olson's Facebook page.
Facebook page right there. We're seeing right now. Right there, 3 great hosts, Jeff Myers, George Rollinson, Steve Thorne. Well, that's a misprint, but that's very good. Right there live. I forgot the question I was going to ask you. You have stated on this Facebook page of yours that you hope to leave Elgin College and then live in Chicago. Is that right?
Yeah,
now,
for college.
There's Jerry Turnquist, there's Bill Brisca, there's Mike Alf, there's Steve Thorne, there's George Rollinson.
And there's Jeff Meyer.
Elgin is, thank you, sir. Elgin is perhaps the greatest historic town you'll ever find in your life.
Right.
And you've set the stage for you, young man, that you must continue on that tradition. Don't you think, guys?
I think so. I think he should live in Elgin.
So you can go
visit
to school.
Chicago.
You can go to Georgia Tech. You can go to Dartmouth, but you come back to Elgin.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Don't you think, George Rollinson?
Well, we could just get him to take those classes online.
All right. Yeah, you never have to leave the house except to video something in Elgin. Well, that's...
we need you, Sam. We need you.
Yeah, it's my evidence. Because you know how... Well, you did when Mike Alf had his birthday. You were there. Yeah. And you saw how everyone came out and really appreciate his work. Jerry Turnquist, I know with the veterans group, you work with Jerry Turnquist, and he's done wonderful duty. Bill Brisca knows. You probably should do a little video with Bill Brisca. He knows everything about South Elgin and, of course, the great things that went on there. And Bill Brisca, a lot of the decor in town. Steve Stroud is another one. Steve Stroud he's got that great house on Douglas. So he once had, there was a fire there before he owned the house. So when he refurbished, he found a melted fire officer's badge in the wall. So there's so much history here. You don't have to go out of your block
Oh,
much.
you know.
So that's what we're trying to stretch. Don't you think, Steve?
I would say so much history here, Sam, and you keep uncovering it, you keep displaying it, you keep promoting it, and you keep learning from it. It's making you a more educated person, but you're also educating so many others. We want you to stay here, my friend.
Oh, I will.
After 4 years at school, you
Right.
go, or staying like in your in the computer.
Right.
Well, Sam, we appreciate that. You're staying with us for a while, aren't you, George? We're okay till 4.
We're going to bring Dale Dopkins in.
Okay. Well, it looks like you're being bumped, Sam.
All right, well, thank you
Well,
for,
well, we
having me
appreciate
on.
you all the
But
work.
Sam Olson is welcome to stay for as long as he
Oh,
wants.
gosh,
You want to
he
stay,
will.
Sam, you stay.
Yeah, it's great to see you, Sam. And again, good luck at what's your school day look like tomorrow? What are you gonna do? And
Just silence. I have no idea.
well, but what's your favorite class?
American Studies. It combines English and U.S. history.
See, that's wow,
Very
it's
good.
a natural. And the band, when you band practice is at the end of school,
Yeah, last period of the day. Yeah.
and then a lot of work with that. Because he's talking about the football season where it's always cold, and sometimes your Maroons are down 40-0.
most
It's a
of the time,
combination of. I saw you at that Larkin game. I know that was a tough loss
Right.
for you on that one, but you were so represented Elgin so well with that, and you always appreciate that new band leader you have.
Right. Definitely.
Sam Olson. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. You can slide over if you want.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Sam Olson.
Sam,
That's,
as always, thanks
you
for
take care
coming
and look into that third level, that court, the basketball court there at Old Elgin High. Okay, that's got to be historic, and keep up with your good videos of the veterans as well. Today's show.